Hey everyone, I'm Sky and welcome to today's tutorial on getting started with Unity and uploading your first VRChat avatar. Let's go ahead and hop right in. Transition. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the Creator Companion. How did we get here? Well, we went to the vrchat.com website, logged into our account, and went down to download. And from here, you can download the VRChat client. You probably already did that if you're at this stage of wanting to upload your own custom avatar. You go down and download the You're going to go down here and download the Creator Companion, which when it finishes download, go ahead and install it and then open up the program. So once we do that, we go ahead and open up VRChat Creator Companion, and you'll get a window kind of like this, except blank. There won't be anything on this if this is your first time starting a new project. What does this do? Well, this kind of enables the VRChat SDK and all of the, you would call them plugins for Unity that allow it to basically upload that avatar format and work within the confines of what VRChat is comfortable with. If you were just starting with base Unity, you would have a lot of downloading and installing and other things to do, but this kind of takes care of all of it for you. It also downloads the Unity 2022, which is the version that is currently free for use with the Creator Companion. So the first thing we're going to want to do with this is not create a new project. We're actually going to go down here to settings, and you can kind of tell it where you want your editor and all that other stuff to be installed, where you want your backups to be kept, check for updates, all that good stuff. But what we want to do is go into packages, and we're going to go ahead and install a couple repositories. Not suppositories, repositories. You silly. Anyway, down here under pre-release packages, we're going to go ahead and collect. We're going to go ahead and select the little check mark here, make sure it's clicked, and that'll show a lot of these community repositories that we're about to add. So what we want to add is VRC Fury, Pyomi, and Pumpkins VPM. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete those off of here so that we can start fresh. These two, don't worry about. Those are for worlds. If you'd like me to do a video on how to get started with the VRChat world creation, we can do that as well. And just drop a note in the comments on what you would like to see as far as tutorials going forward. I do plan on doing multiple Unity tutorials, Blender tutorials, and Substance Painter tutorials. So where do we get these packages? Well, let's go up here. The first thing we want is the VRC Fury. It's going to come to the homepage here, vrcfury.com, and I'll post these links in the description as well. We'll go ahead and download VRC Fury, and right here, click to add VRC Fury to VRChat Creator Companion. It's going to ask to open, which it already is, and we can see add repository. I understand, add repository, and now it is in the repository. And that just gives you access to add it to your project when you are setting up your project. So next on the list, we want to get Pyomi's VPM. So this is the website here, GitHub, and all this other stuff, right? Pyomi Tomb Shader would be here. Down here, grab the VPM for VCC. And as you can see, you can click Add to VCC. I'm going to show you a different way to do that. We're going to go ahead and click Copy here. And if we go back to VCC, we're going to go ahead and click Add Repository. And we're going to go ahead and post that in there and click Add. And it pops up the same window that we had on the last one. I understand, Add Repository. Now we have it. VCC, this is Pumpkins, same thing. If you're using VCC, find my listing here. We click that, copy, and add to repository. And now we have all of these assets in here. There are a couple more assets that may or may not have repositories. So if you are downloading an avatar that uses a different shader other than Poyomi, you might either have to download that shader. Usually the creator will tell you where those are, and you might have to install that in your project manually instead of having it as a package if they don't have a package file for that. Now, I'm assuming that everybody knows where to get their custom avatar already, but usually I just go to Gumroad, and if we go to like library, you can see like all of the stuff that I have in my library. If we go ahead and click on one of these, you can see that it says for those adding Unity, import the avatar, import Poyomi Tomb Shader. So we already took care of that, and we imported VRC Fury as well. VRC Fury is a program that a lot of avatar creators now are basically integrating into their projects, and it kind of allows you to skip a couple steps and be able to use clothing functionality or other additions without having to basically pair everything up to a bone. And we'll get into that in a different video. But for today, we got all of this stuff. We're going to go ahead to Creator Companion, and we're going to go back to projects, and we're going to create a new project. So we have two options here, Avatars 2022 and Avatars 2019. We want to use 2022. If you have an old project that specifically says use 2019, you would do that. But otherwise, 2022 is the one you want to go to. We're going to call this, let's just call it tacos, just because. And we're going to select the folder that it's in, which is tutorials, and we're going to click create project. Now that's going to go ahead and add in all of the stuff that we need for this project. And get it ready for us to use. So now we are open to this window right here, which is our package manager. Now this tells you the installed version. You can change your version key if you wanted to. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe if you have an unstable version. But otherwise, you see down here, we only have three things installed: the VRChat SDK, the VRChat SDK for avatars, and the VRChat package resolver tool. These are integrated into VRChat Creator Companion. Creator Companion also comes with Gesture Manager, Avatars 3.0 Manager, and Audio Link. So we're going to go ahead and add in Gesture Manager. We're going to add in Avatars 3.0 Manager, and you just click on this plus over here, and that'll add it into your project. And we're going to add in Audio Link. Now, we don't really need to go too much into Audio Link for this tutorial. I can do one on how to create Audio Link, basic Audio Link shaders and stuff like that in your models in a later video. But we're just going to add it to this because, if you come back to your project, it's already in there and you don't have to add it in later. We're going to add in VRC Fury. We're going to do Poyomi Tomb Shader. I don't know why I keep adding an M there. Poyomi Tomb Shader. Probably because Poyomi Tomb Shader. Add in, and we're going to add Pumpkin's avatar tools. Now, Pumpkins is another one that we're not going to get into today, but it is going to add some functionality down the line that's going to make everything a lot easier to deal with. There's also Pumpkin's editor screenshot. If you like taking a bunch of screenshots in Unity, you can just add that in as well. And that sets our project up. So from here, we would go ahead and open project. One thing I want to show right here is, like, if you have an older project, let's go ahead and click manage project. You can see that a lot of these are not the latest version here, and they just have a green up arrow. That means that there's an update available, and you just go ahead and click on whatever it is to update to the latest version. You'd want to do that if you're coming back to your project after being away for a while, and you just want to make sure that all of your SDKs and everything else are up to date. So going back to our tacos project, we're going to go ahead and open that project, and I will be right back with you once it gets open. Depending on your computer, it may take a minute or it may take an hour. Hopefully not an hour. If it takes an hour, you probably should upgrade your computer. I've never seen it take that long, but if your computer's a little slower than most, that can affect being able to upload as well, because when you click on upload avatar, it does a lot of compiling, which puts a lot of hard work onto your CPU. All right, now that we got Unity open, you can see that we have a couple windows here and a basically project bar on the bottom here. Your project bar is where everything is kept. Packages we don't have to worry about. Mostly we're dealing with assets here. Now, because I've already added this before, it won't be here, but we're going to start from scratch here. So let's close these tabs out. I'm going to go ahead and click on VRChat SDK first thing. I'm going to click Show Control Panel, and I'm going to drag this up here so that it's just kind of nested right here, so I can tab back and forth with those. And if I wanted to, I could grab my pumpkin tools, and I can drag that up here as well. And then they're ready to go whenever I need to use them. And that's pretty much all we need to know as far as uploading an avatar. There's some other fancy stuff up here we could add later, but for now we're just going to focus on this. So you can see that we have nothing in this window and nothing on the screen. So if you'd like to look around, if you're a fan of old school MMORPGs, you already kind of know how to do this, but we're going to go ahead and hold down the right mouse button, and that lets us look around. And if you need to move, you can use the WASDF, right? You can use Q to go down, you can use E to go up, and you can use W to go forward or closer to the sun, backwards. And if you hold shift, you can go faster, like run speed, right? This is kind of typical for old MMOs like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, where you can just look around while holding down the right mouse key. Now, when we get into other programs, this gets really confusing, especially when you're tabbing back and forth between programs, because they all use different keybinds and different ways to look around. You can kind of grab stuff with the middle mouse button if you push it down and drag it up and down and around and stuff, and you can zoom in and out. There is a limit to how much you can zoom, so usually I just zoom all the way out and then use that W key to kind of fly in and out. So those are kind of the basics of looking around the window. So we're going to go and open up our File Explorer. We're going to go to wherever you downloaded your avatar. Boop. And I'm going to go down to my Lilith folder, since that's what this avatar is. And we're going to go down to Lilith PC. So you can see right here, Unity package file. Well, hopefully you can see. It's a little small. But it has this little icon next to it. And we can make this bigger. Kind of zoom this in so you can see a lot better. So this is the indicator of a Unity package file. It's got the Unity logo on it. You can see there's a couple of them right here, but the one we want is the PC version. And we're just going to double click on that. And then it'll seem like everything's kind of frozen. And as soon as it gets finished thinking about it, it's going to pop up a window over here. You'll just go ahead and click Import. And that's going to add the package to your profile. Package. That's going to add the package to your project. Words with P are hard. Depending on the size of your project, this could take a little bit of time, but it's going to go ahead and load all of the textures, maps, animations, anything else that's part of the package that's importing. And Unity saves all that stuff when the creator exports it. Okay, so it's finished loading. Let's talk about packages. So down here in your assets window, you'll see this one that says let's open. Depending on the avatar creator, this could be right here on the main screen. And we can kind of open this up a little bit more and see that it's got the same Unity logo as the one in the file folder here. So that is how you would open the package. Depending on the creator, like I said, it could be here in the default, or you may have to go searching for it. It may be in the first folder. I've seen that sometimes as well. But we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. Double click, and that's going to populate the package up to our hierarchy window. So this right here is our package. You can kind of collapse it and see everything under here is also part of that package. So when you click on one of these, it loads the package and puts it up here. So a single program, or sorry, a single project could have multiple packages in it, but generally I like to just have a different project for each package, so to speak, right? Anyway, we've clicked on the package to open it, and now it's open in the window here, and we can see we have a couple different options here for deer. Let's go ahead and double click. If you double click, it'll zoom to that model. So if you accidentally end up all the way out here or something, you can just double click, it'll pull you back in, and we can kind of move around here. I'm holding down the right mouse button again to kind of zoom in here. These are all colliders and contacts and all kinds of other crap in here. If you want to not show that, this little window up here, toggle visibility of all gizmos in the scene, we'll turn that off so you can kind of see what your model looks like without having to look at all of those things underneath it. So you have your package, which is the name of the top, and then you have your avatar, which is the name here. And underneath each avatar is like all of the parts. So you have all of the clothing, all of the rings, jewelry, warmers, ear tags, shoes, sword system, SPS. If you don't know what SPS is, Google it. So whichever one you decide that you want to upload, and you can upload all of them, you just have to do them one at a time. Like you can't upload every single one of them at the same time. We're going to go ahead and do something here real quick. First of all, if you load your project and you notice that your textures are all just pink, it's because the textures don't have a file to reference and they don't know what's going on. So if you forgot to add the Pyomi textures, or if your model uses a different texture base, you might need to just go find that package and upload it. As you can see, like here, I have different like Arctoon shaders, body textures, horns, like all that stuff that you can add into your project that may need to be there in order for your avatar to work correctly. And usually the creators will tell you exactly what it is and give you a link to where to download it. So we are here. One of the things I like to do is we're going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to click Add Component. So VRC Fury, and we're going to find the Fix Right Defaults. And that's going to automatically look through your right defaults and make sure that they are all the same and that nothing is going to cross contaminate. That's not the right word, but that's kind of the same idea. You can't have multiple right defaults on a avatar. They either need to be all on or all off, or that creates problems. And that's the only one I'm going to put on here. Another thing I like to do before I upload an avatar is we're going to click on the avatar here so that it's highlighted. We're going to go into Tools, VRC Fury, SPS, and Upgrade Legacy Haptics. That's going to pop up a window. SPS already exists. Do you want to upgrade it? Yes. And now we are upgraded to use SPS with all of the modern SPS settings, so they integrate with other avatars. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't worry about it. Next thing we want to do is go to VRChat SDK, and we're going to go ahead and put in our information, and it'll probably ask for a verification code if you have dual thing, two-factor, whatever, authentication 873. And we're going to click on Builder. So this is everything that VRChat is looking at when you create or upload an avatar. Selected avatar is going to be at the top here. We're going to select Dear Casual because that's the one we're looking at. We're going to call it Dear Casual. Description is, you don't really need to put one in there. Like we could put, hi, why are you looking at this? Because people are only going to see that if they specifically look at your avatar settings. I'm going to click these because it does have some stuff on it. And this right here, visibility, you want to keep that on private. If you put it on public, people will be able to copy your avatar, and most of the time you don't want that. We can select a thumbnail from the File Explorer if we wanted to, or we can capture from scene, which I'll just go ahead and click capture. But if you wanted to like really capture, you can, you know, get the camera in here better. You know, get the face, capture, and that's what's going to appear when you're using that avatar in VRChat, unless you have VRC Plus and your own image or logo uploaded. So down here we have a bunch of little warning stuff. Some of these we need to fix before the avatar is uploaded. So we'll just go ahead and select auto fix, and that fixes it already. And we could go ahead and build and publish, but I'm going to go right here and auto fix this one as well. And that's going to go through and fix this box mip-map filtering, which blurs distant textures. We don't want that. We're going to just switch it to Kaiser for improved sharpness. You do not have to do that if you don't want to. As for what the rest of these mean, well, because this is a very poor avatar, it is exceeding the avatar requirements for a good avatar, which it'll tell you down here. If you have less than 7,000, or it should have less than 7,000, VR recommends having at least 32,000. So if you have 32,000 triangles, that is considered a good or very good avatar. If you have 7,000, you're going to hit the poor level of avatar, and you have to meet all these other things like maximum 16, maximum 256, maximum 512. We have 838. So if you needed to get this down to a good level, these do not meet. Now, if we looked at the Dear Good, you can see those don't show up. So this has 69,000 triangles, which is considered good, and overall performance is good. So that would be, you know, a good one to take into clubs or something else if it has requirements. And then once that's all done, we go ahead and we, it erased the name when I changed. Dear Casual. And then we will go ahead and click Build and Publish. And that's going to start the Build and Publish sequence, which if this is your first avatar that you're uploading, or the first time you're uploading this avatar, rather, it's going to take a while because it's got to compress everything and basically compile all of the shaders, all of the armatures, all of the animations and everything else that are on this avatar, and then send it up into the VRChat cloud. Now I'm going to switch over to a different project. I'm not going to save this. So in this project, I've already uploaded the casual version. And if we look at the VRChat SDK here, we can see that their casual is already uploaded. Now, if you want to test, make sure that it has actually been uploaded. You can look in your content manager here, and you'll see we have our test deer right here. Now in the content management, you can go ahead and delete any avatars that you need to in order to make space if you're over your avatar limit or something like that. So if we go back over to our hierarchy, we can go to Dear Casual, and if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, it could be at the top, but we're going to look for this pipeline manager. The pipeline manager controls the blueprint ID. This blueprint ID right here is what's in the cloud. So if we go back to our VRChat SDK and we go to Content Manager, if you copy the ID here, it's going to be that blueprint ID that's over here. So if you wanted to upload this avatar as a different blueprint and not override the one that's here, you would just go and scroll down and we would go detach. And that's going to delete the blueprint ID out of here. And then if we go back to Builder, now there's no information in here again because it doesn't exist. Same thing if we wanted to copy over this test deer. Let's say we don't want to use this, but we want to use the same name. You go copy ID. We can go ahead and paste that in there. And then we'll click attach. And now that blueprint ID is attached to this model. And if we go back to Builder, we can see that now it's populated with information again. So let's say that I changed all the closeout on this and I have a whole different clothing model, but I want to upload it. I don't want to upload it as test deer. I want to upload it as deer 57 or whatever. Then I would just go ahead and delete that blueprint ID down here and then upload it again by filling in all of the information here, capturing the thumbnail, and then upload, clicking the thing and upload, build and publish. So hopefully that answers all your questions. If there's anything I left out, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything you'd like a specific tutorial on, like going more into depth into Unity and its separate functions, I do plan on making an entire tutorial series. My next one will probably be on editing your avatar, maybe some animations, but like basic edits and how to do those. So that's our video for today. If you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you would. And get these out there because I plan on doing a bunch more of these, hopefully helpful. I can even do a video on how you go about taking a VRC model and turning it into a V2 model. I know there's a lot of people out there that are interested in that. There's lots more to do, lots more to see, lots more things to cover, and hopefully you'll be right here hanging out when I do. So until then, I'll see you next time. I don't have a sign-off saying, but bad. No, that's a goat. I'm a deer. I don't know. See you next time.